All right, this week's topic was suggested to me by one of my loyal listeners. You know who you are. I'm not going to mention your name. This one's for you. Agitation and Parkinson's disease. Roll the intro. What's up, YouTube? It's this guy, Jeremy McDonald. Let me hear you say it. One of your very favorite people with Parkinson's. Of course, it's Jeremy, also known as J Mac, Jeremy Mac. Let's do this thing. All right, as you can see, I'm here on my deck. There's my beautiful weeping willow behind me. You can probably see a little bit of my house over there and the neighbor's house over there. This is my sanctuary away from my agitation or my agitators. And I got one. I'm looking at one of them right now. He's 12 years old. He's wearing a blue shirt. Okay, first of all, if you'd like to get a hold of me, Instagram, JeremyMac76, and email address, jmacpodcaster@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, but I don't really answer that anymore due to hacker concerns, which I've spoken of before. All right, so let's get to it. Agitation. The state of being agitated or just irritated. This is a difference between irritation and agitation for me. Okay, irritation is like something that just bugs you. Maybe it's not an actual... Maybe it's just a sound or something that bugs you, that you like chewing or something. Okay, it's irritating, or somebody like a rash that you're constantly having to scratch, like a mosquito bite. To me, agitation is more about like turmoil. It's more like something going on inside you, and you can't really put a finger on what it is that's making you agitated. Either, first of all, try shaking constantly when you're off your meds, and then when you're on your meds, your muscles are constantly twitching and turning. Like I told my wife, she said, "You look comfortable." I was like, even when I look comfortable, some part of my body is twitching or turning or twisting in some way, which is why a lot of times you find that people that get DBS surgery gain weight afterwards, because their body is in constant motion before, so their calorie intake stays the same, but yet their muscles stop twitching and moving constantly with the dyskinesia and things like that after the DBS. But yeah, I mean, I had one of my loyal viewers. She's been a long time listener, long time viewer, and she said, "Can you speak about agitation and Parkinson's disease?" It's a very multi-level disease, and the layers, just as you peel them back, you find there's all kinds of things that this disease does that Michael J. Fox, I always joke Michael J. Fox never told me about this, but if you read his books, you can definitely find out about it, but also everybody has different symptoms. I do find certain noises, I think it's called hydrophonia, that's probably the wrong word, but there's some diagnosis where certain sounds can just set you off. My son is very adept at making sounds that set me off, intentionally. That's a long story, but sometimes, like my son had some PTA meetings, and my wife went, and I was gonna hang on the phone because I had to stay home and watch him, and the whole time I just felt anxious and irritated and agitated. And I told my wife, I said I sat there for 2 hours just in a constant state of agitation. She said, "Why?" I was like, "Well, my body wouldn't stop moving, and maybe it was because the level of medication that was in my body, or the fact that I was waiting for phone calls that didn't come." Parkinson's it can make you feel agitated for no good reason. Now, I think a lot of mine has to do with my reaction to Cinemet or L-Dopa. It makes me dyskinetic, which means I can't always control the movement of my limbs or my toes or feet or anything like that. So I get kind of twitchy. Being twitchy is no fun, and it's a constant state of irritation. Speaking of irritation, Liam, I'm doing a video. Please stop that. I'm going to leave that in. Welcome to my world. I love you, son, but you got to calm down. I'm going to leave that in. So it's just like this constant wiggling. It can drive you mad. It's just like sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my hand will be flopping around like this. Try not going mad with that going on. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, and there's definitely times I'm not recommending it, but I usually have a glass of wine at night. Big glass of wine kind of calms my nerves. Not recommending it. That's what I do. Ask your doctor. He or she's going to say no. I'm just going to let you know. But it's a constant search for a comfortable place to sit. And sometimes there's something what's called an internal tremor. Now, I think I've experienced that once or twice. Back to what I was saying, internal tremor. It's like, I think I've experienced it. That was one of the first symptoms I really noticed. I would be watching a football game and I could feel my insides. I was watching the St. Louis Rams, which at the time were... So maybe that's why I was agitated. But yeah, sports can get you agitated. But yeah, I just felt this weird kind of internal tremor. Now, since then, since I stopped watching the Rams, I don't have that tremor anymore. But just imagine somebody sitting there looking completely... Not normal, but like completely at rest, and inside their body is just shaking. Fortunately, I don't have that hardly ever, at least way so far, but agitation is something that is, I think, very underreported because in Parkinson's, because I think people just expect, well, of course you see Michael J. Fox, he can't sit still. Of course he looks agitated, or but sometimes, like I said, even when you're sitting still and to the rest of the world, you seem completely content and relaxed. Maybe your foot is cramping. Maybe a leg muscle is spasming. Years ago, I had a friend over, and it was starting to get late at night, and my medication was starting to wear off, and I was getting that kind of agitated feeling like I needed to go lay down, get somewhere safe where I could be. My body could do whatever it was going to do until the medication kicked in, and he looked at me and he didn't even realize. He's like, "You're not even paying attention to a word I'm saying. You're already upstairs in bed." And he took offense to it, and I was like, I just said, I didn't say anything because I'm not going to explain myself to this guy. I don't really see him anymore. It's things like that people don't get. It's like it can just come over you. You can slowly feel your body start to go, oh, the medicine's wearing out. It's agitating. It's like. It's constant, like I'm like right now my shoulder, it's kind of moving around. It's frustrating when I can't control it. Now, if I concentrate, I can control it, but just constantly worrying about, or not worrying about, but constantly trying to calm your muscles down. A lot of times I sit cross-legged. If you notice, I come over because a lot of the dyskinesia, the wiggles happen in my legs. If I cross my legs and sit on them, you can't tell the cramping that's going on. Occasionally I'll do this thing few times a night where I have to reposition myself, and I get up and I look kind of like I'm going into a spasm because my legs are literally, I can't hold the tension in my legs anymore, and I get up and they just kind of go. That happens, and it just kind of like shakes my whole body. So hope this was informative. Hope this was another aspect of Parkinson's that that you didn't think about or that you didn't know about. Very underreported symptom, because I think people just assume we're uncomfortable all the time. And we are, and like I said, every once in a while I have a moment where I feel completely normal, no muscles twitching, no shaking, and I remember for that split second what it was like before Parkinson's. All right, I gotta go check on my my son. He's dragging crap from the woods behind the house. He's spinning around. He's back there digging crap out of the woods. I'm going to have to go be a dad for a little bit. That's all I got. Until next time, peace and love from my sunny deck in the beautiful city of St. Louis.